So we've got a 2010 Honda Accord, and the window sills have gone bad on the outside. They're not even there anymore on most of these windows. So we're going to replace those today. And you're only going to need a handful of tools, a screwdriver or two, really one, just to figure out which one it fits, and then maybe a little plastic trim. So we'll set that right there for a minute. We'll get our window, it's going to be front, then our rear left and right. And these tabs are going to go down in the door. And we're going to have some little screws that we need to adjust right there. That's going to go just like that right there. So we'll have to pull this off. Then we'll have to remove this tweeter, this mirror, and there's screws on either side. So we'll start by removing these screws. And my goal is to show you how to do this without hopefully removing, and we will need an 8mm socket for behind the mirror. So we'll pull these off. If you can't tell, somebody really likes pink. All right, so we've got those two screws. Then we got to pull this off, which if you would like a pry tool that can help, this just pops off. And then there's a little plug right here for the tweeter. There's our tweeter. Then we're going to need 8mm for these three. Now I'm going to try to get it off. This one's going to be a little bit tough, and I'll show you a little trick. But this is how you're going to unplug your mirror. So now the mirror's unplugged. Once we get these off, we'll get a magnet to try to hold this, and then we'll use our 8mm to try to get those off. Alright, so this is a 8mm nut right here. So if you've got one of these little smaller wrenches, this will work really well. And then I've got a magnet just because I don't want it going down into the door panel. You lose that in the door panel, you're going to be taking the whole door panel off, and I'm trying to do this whole thing without doing that. We'll also use these to put them back on. See how that sticks there? And then we'll break this one loose too. And I'm moving it with my finger and the magnet right up there next to it. So when I do the other one, I'm not going to let this last one go. There it goes. I just heard it click. See there? And then I got the whole mirror. Now the mirror comes out. We'll put that mirror right there. Now everything's pretty much out, and those clips, we're going to kind of reach in. We'll just kind of see here where this lines up. So these clips are about ever so far apart. We'll try to rock it back if we can. There we go. Got a little soap and water mixture going on right here. We're going to end up washing this vehicle. But for right now, we just want to kind of clean up behind this a little bit. Because that is about 16 years of just gunk buildup. So we'll clean this down to here, make this nice and clean before we wash. Put that there, and then we're going to start installing our new one. So we'll go back in just to opposite way. So we'll get these lined up like that, and like that. And we'll just start putting that down. Snap sill. Now we need to put our screws back in there. So we'll have to kind of line up our holes a little bit here. And there, I think that's our hole there. Same on this one. Now we just got to reassemble our mirror and tweeter. Again, we're going to use that. We're going to use that magnet to kind of help us here. Get that other one on down there. We're going to hand tighten this up there. Grab another one. Hand tighten this one. Again, don't drop it. You drop this, it's going in that door. You're pulling this whole door panel. Then this one, I'm going to kind of sink this underneath here, and we'll see if we can get this started. See if we can get that in there. Now this is tight quarters if you're not gonna take that door panel off. Get this tightened on up. And this one, then all we got to do is plug our mirror and our tweeter back in. So we'll take our clip, line it up, go back in. Then our plug for our tweeter. And we'll line that back up in the holes that it lines up for. There we go. And let's go ahead and put the key in it. We'll make sure, yep, our mirror is working. Our window is working. We are good. Kind of pushed that tweeter out a little bit, didn't it? And we're going to repeat the same process for this one. This one is going to be a little bit easier though, because you ain't got to deal with the mirror. You got the screw up front, screw back here behind the trim, and then this one that doesn't go down as far, so you can't get behind it, but popping it all out, so that one will be pretty easy there. And we're going to get this one lined up down in there. Alright, that one's done. We can pull our clear tape off. Oh, should have done that before we put that mirror on, huh? There it goes. So now you can repair your 2010 or similar model. I think this is about the same for most of these, but there you go.